Thank you for the click. My name is Luxley, and on the day before tomorrow, in other words, today, I'm bringing you Keemosabis out there. Yes, another Patch 9.0 leak. I swear to God, Patch 9.0 leaks. There are so many of them, and they're just like a dam made of Swiss cheese. The leaks are oozing out, and they're all pretty bad, and they're all pretty fake, but I'm having a good time. Hopefully you guys are too. This one, hopefully you could bear with me a little bit because it starts off really crazy, and it gets really good in the end, and I think there's a really good payoff, some things that I like, and maybe some things you'll like as well, but the beginning's kind of weak. Let me get into it. Not much can be said about the originator of the leak, except for this, and I have to quote, speaking first person of the leaker. After reading The Wrath of Bolvar, Xpac leak, and spitting my coffee all over my monitor, I had to step up and step into the fray. Not going to say how I know this information, but I will provide a few details on the new WoW Xpac. I am not into World of Warcraft lore like a lot of people out there, nor do I work for Blizzard. But last month, I did learn about the new features coming in Patch 9.0 from a source. I don't know if you guys have caught your eyes on the Wrath of Bolvar leak. It's actually pretty good. I like a lot of the things in there. It's actually pretty good. I would actually sign off on the Wrath of the Bolvar leak, but the name has got to go. I will call Blizzard every day if Wrath of the Bolvar is the new Xpac name. I will call them every day and beg them to change the name to anything. I don't care what it is, just not Wrath. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm going to fill in a little bit of lore here about the Dragon Isles because there's quite a bit of lore. This isn't something Blizzard just pulled out of a hat. Ta-da! Dragon Isles. Located north of Lordaeron and west of Qual Thalas, the Dragon Isles were supposed to be, or at least planned to be, part of Vanilla WoW. Vanilla WoW, aka WoW Classic. Now, for the longest time, we've seen Raytheon walking around. You guessed it, he's searching for the Dragon Isles. Now, he's been out of the spotlight for a while, basically out of the spotlight up until now. Raytheon recently popped up with a complete new model and a new makeover. Now, Blizzard usually does not upgrade and update assets unless they plan to use them. Raytheon was part of the Black Dragon Flight, who were recruited by the Titans to protect Azeroth, but were also corrupted by the old gods. In other words, I guess they were a double agent. Well, not really. However, Raytheon was not corrupted because the dragon egg he hatched from happened to be purified rather than corrupted. There will be a complete overhaul of the existing UI. Thumbs up on that. Alliance and Horde themed UIs plus a 3D target photo. From a tech standpoint here, I can see this feature being a reality. We've seen lesser 3D images in some UI frame type add-ons, and Blizzard's implemented many useful as well as pure cosmetic add-ons in the past. The list is rather long. Now, Blizzard's goal here is provide a fresh new look and offer a completely different perspective from WoW Classic. Hearthstones will now have their own tab on a new action bar and will no longer take up bag space. Thank God I have 3 or 4 extra spaces in my 120 space bags. Thank you, Blizzard. Now, you will be granted the choice of what Hearthstone you prefer to place on the bar. Wow, that is just epic. Mount-ups will undergo a new animation. Instead of just simply bending over and rubbing your hands together, you will blow a horn, maybe bang a drum, play a flute, blow a whistle. You see where I'm going with that? Those are called mount-ups. They're going to change that a little bit. I think that's a pretty good idea. Tons of new hairstyles and colors for existing races will be coming in the new Xpac. Gee, that's huge technology advances there. Now for the good stuff, the interesting stuff from this Patch 9.0 Xpac leak. There's a complete old world revamp. Now that stuff gets me very excited. I think that's sorely needed. It's been needed since Warlords have drained all the fun. And all the new zones or revamped old zones are going to have the new Blizzard art style. In other words, the zones that you kind of see in BFA and Legion, which is pretty much a given anytime if and when Blizzard actually decides to clean up their house. Lordaeron will be a new Alliance city, which is kind of interesting. Now, the Dragon Isles are coming with lots of new exciting dailies and world bosses. Of course, that's a given. Plus, we get a taste of the Shadowlands throughout the revamped Old World, which is very similar to what we might be seeing in patch 8.3, with the old gods kind of creeping into the Old World. Interesting stuff. So there will be a little bit of a darker theme in the Old World, which is something I definitely would sign up for. But this is where you got to strap on your safety belts because things get kind of crazy now. Gadgeddon, which is located in the sandy dunes of Tanaris, is now a very large neutral city where players can gamble away for new mounts, toys, mount ups, pets, etc., etc. I really just can't see this thing coming into fruition simply because of all the ongoing legislative pressure over loot boxes and such. So Blizzard's gonna pop a casino in the middle of their MMO? No, I don't think so. It doesn't matter if the currency is in-game stuff or various cosmetics. I just don't see a casino happening in WoW. But then again, there's the flip side. Here's in favor of this. Guild Wars 2 did place a significantly watered down version of a casino in their latest Xpac, the 2017 release Path of Fire. So it's possible. All right, now things really get unhinged. New arena, Gadgeddon Bronx. Gadgeddon Bronx is something I just don't see happening either. Okay, the dude's losing me now. He's losing me. Reality's coming back into my blood, into my head. It's not, I'm losing it. Player housing is now a thing. OMFG, no. God, I feel like I can't go on delivering the message here, but you guys know that there's a lot more video because there's more video. Hopefully things get more realistic. I promise you they will. I mean, there will be a new secondary profession to coincide with player housing, woodworking. Seriously, unless Blizzard puts IKEA somewhere in WoW, how else can we manufacture furniture for our new houses, which I'm sure are going to be attached to raid progression and the progression of your character. And oh, God, no. Don't we learn from something called Warlords of Draenor the fun? Graphical changes will make the world feel larger, particularly what they're going to do. Less distance blur. Level squish will be implemented. BFA's max level 120 will be squished down to level 50. The new level cap will be level 60. It's very interesting how the majority of these leaks all have the new level cap being level 60, which is perfectly even to where WoW Classic is right now. Now, all of the quests in the old world will be redone with a ton of new achievements. So if there's any old school achievements that you want to achieve in Kalimdor or Eastern Kingdoms, you better get it done now, unless, of course, this leak is a total fake, which it probably is. There will be a new Capture the Flag BG. No other details have been provided. Okay, thank you. Now, this is what I really like about this leak, and this is probably the only reason why I even considered producing this video. The first patch will bring us back to Northrend, revamped, redone Northrend, and Blizzard will be adding a fourth specialization to all the existing classes, save Druids and Demon Hunters. Druids already have 4 specs, and Demon Hunters will now have 3 specs. They're adding a ranged Demon Hunter spec. This gets me pumped. I'm not going to grab all my chips and go, because I am pretty sure that this leak is fake, but this is something that the game, I think, really could use, really could need. And with the revisit to Northrend, I'm hanging on to that twilight of hope that maybe this is true, because we've kind of data mined some DK stuff through the weapons and all of the allied races with how armor would fit them, etc., etc. So maybe, I don't know, I'll stop it with the wishful thinking. So this is the gist of this particular leak. I think it's a pretty darn good one. I'm lying. I am lying. I don't know what to think of this leak. Let's talk about what I like and what I don't like. I do love the idea of the 4th specialization. That's something that I've heard bantered about going back before Legion came out. And it's something that never came. It might have even gone back to before BFA came back, and it just never came into fruition. I don't think Blizzard's going to do that because they're looking to add more role play and more value to the overall class rather than the 3 specializations most classes have. But it's something I really would absolutely love. I love the idea of revamping Northrend. I love the idea of revamping the old world. I said that many different times. We do need a level squish. That's here. The whole casino thing, I'm not going to say it's something I don't like. I do kind of like the casino part of it, but I just don't see it happening because of all the legal legislation and pressure that's going on, MMOs and first-person shooters about loot boxes and the whole idea of gambling in games. So what is WoW going to do? Let's put a casino in Gadgettison. We'll have that new arena there called the Gadgettison Bronx. That is just not true. What I don't like about this leak, the lore just seems to be get cast aside out of convenience. I mean, I just filled in some of the lore because I thought it was important, but that just he just doesn't want to be part of it, be part of that part of the game, and he just casts it aside like it doesn't exist. The mount ups sound pretty cool, but the whole thing with the new hair colors, who really cares? And I'm pretty sure there are about 7 people out there that are doing a little bit of a golf clap for the new hair colors. Okay, I can criticize, I can make fun of things, but the reality is you got to throw something out there. You got to throw a nice fastball down the middle and say, this is better. I'll give you an idea of what's better. How about color dyes for transmogs? This is something that should be in game. This is something that's a hell of a lot of fun in something like Guild Wars 2. It's something that Guild Wars 2 makes money with microtransactions. We know Blizzard loves microtransactions like a fat kid loves chocolate. How about that? How about adding dyes in game? Things that you could quest for dyes, or achievements that you could get for dyes, reputation that you could get for dyes. Hey, I'll even sign off on putting some dyes in Blizz Store. Make them cheap. You can always generate gold, buy WoW token, buy the dyes. This is what I'm talking about being innovative, about putting in some real change that players can say, wow, that's a cool feature. And it's a situation, if you add color dyes, armor dyes into the game, it's a win-win for everyone. And those kind of things are what is going to make WoW great again. I don't understand what these devs are thinking. I mean, the existing UI, Hearthstone, we're going to get a tab for our Hearthstone, so I get 2 extra spaces in my bag. Thank you, Blizzard. I mean, there's just some really good stuff wrapped in with some ridiculously terrible, dumb stuff in this leak, and it just takes all the credibility and tosses it out the window. It's a shame, because there are some really, really good things here. I think the game does need a total makeover. I think it needs to be ripped apart and redone and just no holds barred and just go into uncharted territory. People aren't going to be that pissed off because if they want the core game, they could go back to WoW Classic. There's just a lot of things here towards the end, like I said, that I really, really love and I'd love to see come into fruition, but it's just wrapped up with too many dumb things. I mean, these leaks are getting crazy. I think I have 2 more leaks left. One was a leak that was delivered prior to the announcement of Legion. Or should I say it was actually delivered prior to the announcement of BFA. I think it's worth a look, just simply because a lot of things that happened in the leak happened in BFA, and with the whole Death Knight data mines that have been popping up, the 4th weapon for Death Knights that people are talking about, Hellfire Death Knights, which kind of makes sense because Bolvar kind of fire. But anyway, the whole revamp of Death Knights to talk about redoing the starting zone and having hero classes all start at a higher level than the allied races or just any other tune that you're going to start up from scratch. So they're redoing those zones. Maybe, I don't know. But when you talk about anything with Northrend, it just kind of feels good to me. Not that I really, really love it. I like it, but it's something that has a lot of pitfalls. A lot of things can go bad with it. you look back and Blizzard is in a position where they want to go with what they know worked well. And I'm not talking well as far as fun. I'm not talking well as far as immersive or creative. I'm talking about financially. And if you're going to point the finger where Blizzard had its greatest financial success and play a little bit of Monopoly, you're going to land on Wrath of the Lich King. And that is my biggest fear, because there's just so many pitfalls with that. But anything that's twisted around or overlaps Wrath of the Lich King catches my attention, because I really do believe that might be the direction Blizzard goes in. It might not be an entire Xpac, it might be a little bit of a sidetrack, or it might be a patch 9.1 or 9.2. Blizzard, in this time of desperation, is gonna go with what financially worked for them best in the past, and that's Wrath of the Lich King. My name is Luxley. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, make it epic.